Now, Storm Watch 12 weather with meteorologist Josh Culbreth.
Welcome back to News Watch 12 midday, and look at the gorgeous scene right now at Gold Beach. This view coming courtesy of Jerry's Rogue Jets. And earlier this morning, it was a completely different scene. We had winds gusting all the way up to 60 miles per hour, some very intense winds, and winds still gusting up to 31 miles per hour, but definitely scaled back compared to what we were seeing for this morning. A lot of these wind gusts have shifted over to the Great Basin now, but just gusting up to 20 miles per hour in Lakeview. And it's that region of the News Watch 12 viewing area where we still have a wind advisory in place for about another 40 minutes. And it's part of a storm system that is quickly racing off to the east. The bulk of the moisture now is in the Great Basin. We do have some lingering showers along the Cascade Ridgeline, also for the west side, but I think most of us are going to be dry for most of the rest of the day. And we'll also see a little bit of sunshine. We're already seeing that on our News Watch 12 weather cameras. So you can see that on Stormcast, some of the cloud layers starting to clear out of here by the time we get to dinner time. But here comes this next storm system. The dry break will be a very short-lived break at that. And so the next storm system is going to arrive from the south right around the time we get to the early morning hours. And this is going to spread inland. Excuse me, not inland, more northward by the time we get later in the morning into lunchtime. There are going to be rounds of showers, rain and snow showers. We'll take a look at snow levels here in a second, but this is going to continue all throughout the day on Tuesday, and then it'll linger into Wednesday morning. And then we have another storm system to deal with late Wednesday into early on Thursday. Here's a look at some of these projected rainfall totals through Tuesday night, and the hot spot will continue to be the Mount Shasta City area. And the valleys aren't going to be nearly as lucky. I think we'd be lucky to get even a 1/10 of an inch of rain for both the Rogue and the Shasta valleys. On to snow levels now. For this next storm system, they're going to be a little bit lower compared to what we saw just for today. They're going to start off right around 3,000 feet when everything approaches from the south in the morning, and then later in the day, they're going to raise up to around 4,500 feet. So it's going to be toned down impacts when it comes to the snow, especially when you compare it to what we saw over the weekend. But still, maybe a couple inches for the Mount Shasta City area, a trace to an inch for Klamath Falls and Lakeview, and anywhere between 1/2 foot to a foot of snow falling up towards Crater Lake and Diamond Lake. So still definitely some tangible impacts. Just, again, you can't really compare it all that well to what we saw on Saturday and Sunday. But here's the bottom line. Over the next 4 days, we're still going to see some travel impacts, not only when it comes to the snow, but also when it comes to the winds. So for today, everything kind of wrapping up, getting some sunshine along into the west of the Cascades. In fact, a lot of it along the coast. And overnight, we'll have that little gap in the action, but then we have that next storm system for Tuesday that'll bring us some moderate impacts, and then a more potent storm system for late on Wednesday and early on Thursday. I'll have more on that storm system later in the show, but the bottom line for that one is that there's going to be the potential for damaging wind gusts again, especially along the coast. Speaking of the coast, here's that 7-day forecast for the coast, and we will see some wet and windy weather again over the next 7 days. So take in all the sunshine you can for the rest of your Monday. For Siskiyou County, we will go back and forth between rain and snow over the next 48 hours. Remember, snow levels start around 3,000 feet for Tuesday morning, and then raising up to around 4,500 feet a little bit later in the day. For the east side, we'll see trace amounts for Klamath Falls and Lakeview, but maybe more in the way of snowfall accumulations for Oregon 140. That would be Bly Mountain Pass, Quartz Mountain Pass, and the Warner Mountain Pass as well. For the Cascades and Siskiyous, we will continue to add to the snowpack, which is already way above average for this time of the year. So that is certainly a very good problem to have. And then for the Rogue Valley, plenty of sunshine for the rest of the day. Again, like I was talking about with the coast, take it all in, because we're not going to see much more of Mr. Blue Sky after that.
Okay, so kind of the calm before the storm today. Looking at this week, do we expect this weather event to be just as impactful as it was last week, if not worse?
I'd say probably not, but it's really splitting hairs. Again, I'm pretty concerned about late Wednesday and early on Thursday. The setup for that storm system is looking pretty comparable to what we've seen these past couple storm systems. So a lot of rain, a little bit of snow in our higher elevations, and damaging wind gusts, all certainly on the table.
Okay. All in all, though, temperatures don't look too bad, so we'll take that.
Sure, making a run for 60 on Thursday and Friday. Break out the flip-flops, the shorts, the sunglasses.
Maybe not all that, just quite yet. Okay.
But you can dream.
Yeah, a girl can dream. Thank you, Josh.
Of course.